companies that became them, I think, had the longest experience in data capability, right? A lot of them had CD-PD. A lot of them got to IS-95A, IS-95, some to IS-95B, and then CDMA 2001X. So they've had these viable data businesses for some time. And so I look in Verizon's case and the markets that they serve, I actually think it's a wonderful sign that, you know, the data business has been so successful for them that they needed this additional spectrum to be able to continue to grow. And that's really a thing that we bet the company on at Qualcomm, is that data would ultimately become very important on the networks. WiMAX, you know, to me, same story there. It's not inherently more efficient than the 3G networks today. And where it struggled, I think, particularly is, you know, coming out of DOCSIS and the engineering trade-offs that are immediately made when you're taking a technology that was designed for terrestrial and moving it to wireless. We said you could take the best engineers in the world, divide them in half, and say you guys get to start with a clean sheet of paper and design a wireless system from the ground up. You on this side, you have to start with an existing terrestrial standard and adapt it to wireless. That group's always going to win because there are just inherent engineering trade-offs you begin making. WiMAX, coming from DOCSIS, came in the cable system. It kind of expects to be in a set-top box that doesn't move, with a lot of coax coming into the back and a power supply. So some of the challenges that WiMAX had early in its history were overcoming those kind of set of obstacles that existed in the technology. And then the signaling overhead required to get a bit from point A to point B is a lot higher than another network, so you're losing a lot of capacity in the system to that. But you know, I'm kind of a pragmatist about it, that, you know, it's going to get to market in places where there's suitable spectrum and it's what's going to be offered, and therefore, you know, we'll take advantage of it over time if it made sense in our silicon to incorporate it. And in the interim, we've been on the path to license for it. So to me, it's another proof point that I drill a little bit when the computing industry says that the modem in wireless is a peripheral and that the apps processor is the heart of the machine. I think it clearly shows a lack of knowledge about the wireless industry, and that's, we only have to integrate more stuff in every year in terms of Airlinks. But that's why I think WiMAX will be a little more challenged than LTE. Last point would be the 3G ecosystem is really behind LTE, so you're going to have this economy of scale around it that I don't think WiMAX will enjoy originally. But again, I'm a pragmatist. If the market size got big enough and it was something interesting for us to support, we'd do so. Like, hit on all your points there? Okay, good. Yeah.
You mentioned wireless charging. Will you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, we've had a project for a period of time called eZone, and the idea that you shouldn't have to plug your phone in to charge it.